So as I said before, I mean, we are very humbled by the experience of the Algerian Paper of the Year Awards, and it makes us even more proud whenever we hear these people talking about it. And it makes us really want to go ahead next year and do it and even bigger and better and improve a number of things. So as I said, we started very small in 2013. We're still small, but we're growing. We're not as small as in 2013, but we're growing. We're hoping to reach more. We are expanding. I mean, for the 2015 awards, we contacted over 1,000 people, 1,000 researchers in Algeria to nominate their papers. So because of this, we are going to go again for 2016. And what's yours? So for 2016, we want to go the same. It's going to be the 5 different categories, the same as before. But we really want some people to join us who are from economics and social sciences, because we are really willing and we are ready to accept 2 or 3 or 4 more people, 5 people to the awards committee, so we could add more categories to those, to the 5 that we already have. And as I said before, it's not because we don't think those are not important. You know, from my personal point of view, I think they are as important as this, if not even more important. And I come from a family that are all in literature to understand how that is important. So if there's anyone who's got background in economy or social science, please get in touch with us. There is another thing from this year. We're going to keep the same thing as for the previous editions, but we're going to put forward to the committee. I'm going to say to them at least. So we've seen in years 1, 2, and 3 that some of the winners, they're pretty much the same. So there are some labs in Algeria that are really good, and when I tell you good, they're fantastic. And there's one in particular who won in 2013. He also won in 2015, and in 2014 was shortlisted. So I'm thinking probably propose to the awards committee. We'll discuss this. That will say, okay, if you win it one year, you cannot take part in the next year. That will give more space to someone else to actually be recognized and have a chance. So probably those are the 2 additions we want to add for next year. But as again, we are transparent. Everything we put is out there. There's no executive person who makes the decision. There's an award committee. If anyone wants to join it, they feel we are more than welcome to include anyone on it. We usually have our Skype meetings, discuss these kind of issues. If anyone wants to join, we have no issue. And as I said, even though me and Oussama are there, we're just pretty much like secretaries. We receive things, we file them, we send them out, we receive them, and we progress them forward. So those are the 2 things for 2016. Hopefully this is the last thing you're going to hear from me today. I thank you again for coming. It's always nice to see new faces, to see the old faces. And you know, hopefully these things, we may not see the effect of them now, but in a few years' time, we'll meet some Algerians. You will meet them and say to you, I won the Algerian Paper of the Year award, and after that, I've done so and so. So that's the whole aim part for this. Thank you very much, and thanks for coming. I want to say just a few things. What we're going to do after the awards, now that they've been the winners have been announced. So we have a few things. We're going to have, as usual, an awards report. So this is going to basically go through the details of the process, including the funding, how we gather funds and how we spend them, and the details of the selection process and the issues that we face. Like Youcef said, we're all about openness and transparency. This is just a bunch of individuals trying to do something. So we ought to make some mistakes, and we're happy to acknowledge the mistakes and get feedback by how we can improve them, in particular active feedback. So come and sort of do something about it rather than just tell me what I should do. But both of them are welcome. So we're going to do this. We're going to publish the reports hopefully in the next few weeks or a month or so. We're going to do interviews with the winners. We've been doing this from the start. The idea is that we're going to, as part of Inspire magazine, we do an interview. We try to make the papers, which are densely technical, try to make it accessible to people, and hopefully generate a little bit more exposure to this fantastic research, like we've heard our commentators state. This year, we also add in that we're going to basically do coverage of the shortlisted papers as well. Not so much interviews, but us, for the editorial team of Inspire magazine, try to write some accessible articles about them. Now, this is a tough endeavor as far as I'm concerned, because, well, first of all, if you've noticed, scientific journalism in Algeria is not so great. There's a gap basically that needs to be filled, and it's not easy. It's not an amateur thing. There's a proper sort of foundations that need to be put in place to address that. We're going to try to do this. We're going to try to venture into scientific journalism following the award, because the award is something that kind of selects good research or good work that's been done in Algeria. We're going to try to, in addition to the interviews, try to expose more, in this case, the honorable mentions and write articles about them. Yeah.
اللي يكتب البيبر هو اللي راح يدير accessible article, which I hope the case.
Well, that's what we prefer. But we've been running Inspire magazine for since 2012, and it's difficult to get people to do that because again, scientific journalism is about making your work accessible. It's not as simple as just writing about what you do. You have to sort of know how to make that accessible to a general audience. We're going to venture into this. We're going to invite more editors. We're going to try to attend some courses about how to write scientific articles, accessible scientific articles, and this is our experiment. Essentially, we have the awards that have been established. We're going to complement it with another activity to increase the exposure. We really hope that you and everyone who is listening to us will actually join us in this effort, because we need all the help we can get. We're only 3 people in Inspire magazine, and we need help with that. So we're going to do this. Youcef has already talked about 2016, so I'm going to skip over that. Other things that النصر.org does, in addition to this yearly event, we're starting to do live interviews. So we go and meet senior prominent Algerian researchers and do live streams interviews with them. We're going to continue with this. Hopefully we have 2 lined up interviews, and you can keep an eye on on our website or the Facebook page to know when this is going to happen. You can contribute to that too, in terms of either conducting the interview yourself or suggesting people for us to interview. Mentioned the further articles. Our website, which we launched around 2011-ish, late 2011-ish, is now like 4 years old. It's really old website. Technology has moved on, and we need to catch up. So we're going to be working on this, and we need as much help as we can. Again, if you're a cool guy who knows how to design websites and stuff like that, because there are cool people. Right? So if you know how to design websites, well, yeah, at the moment we're on WordPress and Drupal. We want to move away. If you know any of these stuff or other platforms, especially you guys watching us online, please get in touch. We need your help. We're going to start this again when. It's already started. Okay, that's what I like to hear. It's already started. So come on, hurry up. Join the endeavor. Yes. Further.
Involve the scientists, but are you also thinking about the financial support that you could get? What are you actually planning to do? Because without this piece of evidence, I mean, long-term initiative would be somewhat compromised.
That's an absolutely very good point. Like I mentioned in the beginning, we try to make it like a principled position to do as much as we can to maintain our independence and our editorial integrity in our activities. We don't like to be sponsored, and typically you get controlled. It's one of the easiest ways to get controlled, essentially. Youcef is making faces, but I'm open. It's all about openness, right? So it's a tough position to be in. You want to expand and you want to be sustainable. Experience often says that you can't really do that with just donations and volunteering and stuff like that. We don't have an answer to this, to be honest. We're thinking about it. Part of the answer is what Youcef mentioned, which is taking very small steps and sort of handling this as we go along. Muhammad Ali wants to say something.
I think what Oussama is trying to say is, rather than people actually donating money, we'd like them to donate their skills and time. And rather than actually spending that time to earn some money, in an economic sense, spend that time to work with cool people, by the way, very cool people, and do something new and something interesting, and hopefully make your heart pump while hearing the guys talk about their stuff.
Barakallahu fik. Yeah, absolutely. I think, like I said, the key to being part of this is an open enterprise. The key to being part of it is just action, basically. If you want to come and work, you can come and work. It's open door. The other thing that I should mention about this is that if you want to do something as part of a Nasr, don't feel like you have to be super committed. we welcome any kind of commitment. If you want to give me 1 day a week, that's fine. If you want to give me 4 months a year, that's great. If you want to just give 1 hour every now and then, that's actually absolutely fantastic. So any amount of commitment is absolutely welcome. Just get in touch with us and we can talk through this. We will definitely have something for you regardless of how much time you have for us. Any other comments? The question was, do we have plans to reach out outside the academic community? Again, it depends on who's involved. If we can get people who can come into the team and sort of give us that lead into, outside of academia, we welcome that. When we started in Al-Nasr, we were thinking about the name and so on. We had in the description that it's a network for Algerian academic scientists, researchers, and practitioners, with the aim of sort of trying to be open to non-academic research and stuff like that. It didn't work out because most of the team are from academia, and we ended up doing stuff related to science research explicitly in academia. But who knows? If we have the right people with us, we're open to new initiatives. Right. Any other things? So anyway, this is what you can do. You can join the network if you want. It's free forever. And it's really about taking initiative and participating as much as possible. Read and write for Inspire magazine, please. It's out there, again, open for anyone who wants to contribute. Of course, you can donate, but again, like Professor Mohammed Saad said at the beginning, innovation is not just about economic growth. Donations, like Mohammed Ali said, is not just about actual financial donations. Your time and effort and ideas are most welcome. Get in touch with us. You can easily find us online, but you can also do info@alnasr.org to get in touch with us. I want to quickly thank everyone who came today. Yes, somebody says, remind me of something. I will do that right away. So I want to thank first the awards committee, people who joined us this year, Ghaitha, Abdurrahman Zobi, and Abdul Malik Bashir from Biskar. Thank you so much for giving us your time. 4 months. We will still going to use you a little bit more, 1 more month, and then we'll let you go. All the participants who nominated the papers, thank you for making this actual initiative, giving it actual value by thinking it's actually worthy to be part of it. The shortlisting and reviewing panels, thank you for giving us your time and for your constructive and expert opinion. The keynote speaker, Mohammed Saad, unfortunately he had to leave, but I thank him so much for his time, coming all the way from Bristol to give us a fascinating talk, which I'm going to have to pursue it and squeeze more out of him. It's just there's so much he can give. And all the commentators who gave comments on the papers today, thank you so much, Ghaitha, Youcef, Yasin, Abdel Noor Abbas, and Professor Nidal Gassoum. Thank you so much for taking the time to do this. It was absolutely amazing to, you read the paper, you read the title, and you think, why would that paper win? And then they come and sort of get you into it, make it accessible, and you think, okay, the process works. That's good. So thank you so much for taking the time to do that. And finally, everyone again who's here and who is not here, who managed to help us in all possible ways, including donations. Thank you so much, and hopefully with your help we'll keep going, inshallah. There you go. Assalamu alaikum.